What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of 360 Sports. We are talking everything basketball today. I'm Kylee. I have Kenny, Chris, and Peyton with me here today. Guys, we have a couple headlines we want to start off with. We're going to start off with the NBA All-Star starters were announced, and there is some controversy behind them. What do you guys think about the starters, and are there any changes that you would like to make? Kenny, I'm going to start with you.
Well, I'm really happy about what they did with the All-Star starters. When you look at the West Side, obviously LeBron deserves it every year. Jokic and KD, nail on the head. Luka and Shea, perfect, nail on the head. I don't want to change up anything. And then you look over to the other side of the East. One fix I might have is Dame. Outside of Dame, I feel like maybe if you want to throw in Donovan Mitchell or even a Tyrese Maxey, I would have been happy with that. But Halliburton deserved the start. He was the best point guard in the East. And then Embiid, Tatum, and Giannis, those are the best front quarters.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said about the West. I mean, the only thing you could argue is maybe AD over LeBron, but it's LeBron. Give LeBron the starting nod over Anthony Davis. But in the East, Damian Lillard should not be a starter. I think he's had a solid season. Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell has not had Evan Mobley or Darius Garland for most of the season, and they're still fighting for the top of the East. And yet Donovan Mitchell isn't a starter, but Damian Lillard is, who has Giannis on his team. I think Dame's been good. I just think Donovan Mitchell's meant more to his team. So that's the only real issue I have, and this is one of the better votes for the starters this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good guards in the league. I like Luka, I like Shea, but like, how can you not like give Curry the nod? I mean, I know this might be a little biased, but still, I mean, Stephen Curry's been like an all-star starter for like every year since 2012. I feel like you kind of just have to give him the starter. But other than that, I mean, Damian Lillard, I mean, he hasn't been playing like as expected. I think we can all say, but I feel like maybe Mitchell, but I like Halliburton. I like everybody else that is in the All-Star.
All right, and moving on, we have Stephen Curry and Sabrina Ionescu are set to have a three-point contest during All-Star Weekend. This event is so cool and a huge set for basketball. I know I'm excited, but what are we thinking? Who do we think has this one?
Hey, I guess this is what happens when you're not an all-star starter. Like we said before, I don't think he deserved to be an all-star starter, so you got to make your way to a three-point contest in Curry. He's the greatest shooter of all time, but I don't want to sleep on Sabrina Ionescu. I mean,
She's beat him before.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with her game, so I'm gonna give her a little bit of hype here. I'm gonna say she's gonna take it.
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to go with Steph, mainly because when you say three-point shot, you think of Steph Curry. Yeah. I'm happy he's actually competing in this year's contest. He has before. And this, honestly, is becoming better than the dunk contest. So this is, honestly, one of the best events they have. Steph's done well in this contest, obviously, because this is what he does best. But he's a good shooter. And one year he won, like, on the last shot. I think he's proven he's good in these moments. And also, that deep three kind of favors him with, like, the 4-point shot, so I think, or 5-point shot, whatever it's worth. So I got Steph in this one.
Yeah, I mean, Sabrina, she's a very good shooter. I didn't know too much about her, so I kind of, like, did some research. She's shooting 37 as, like, career, which is pretty good. I just feel like since it's Steph Curry, though, you kind of have to give it to him. If it was maybe any other player, maybe other than Damian Lillard, I'd take Sabrina. But I feel like, Curry's the greatest shooter of all time. I feel like he has to win this.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on, we have the New York Knicks, who have been rolling and are on an 8-game win streak. But Julius Randle has been reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks. What do you guys think about this team? The Villanova Knicks, what are we thinking?
What do you think?
I like the Nova talk. But they're going to be just fine without Julius Randle. This team is rolling. They have who should be an all-star starter in Jalen Brunson. His contract, what he's worth right now, $104 million? Yeah. He's playing well above that. He should be getting Jaylen Brown money right now. So let's talk about that. And then you have your Josh Hart, your DiVincenzo. I love those two guys. DiVincenzo just had 33. But you know what I love most out of this team? OG Anunoby. When he got traded, I said, hey, I feel like this moves the needle for the Knicks more than to move the needle for Pascal going to the Pacers. Why? Because he's going to give you offense and defense. He's going to guard the best player night in, night out. He's going to hustle. He can create his own shot, and he can also space the floor out for Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. So OG Anunoby was probably the greatest midseason move that I've seen in a minute, and I think that is going to propel the Knicks close to contention.
I completely agree. And I think the main thing about OG Anunoby is you look at the Eastern Conference. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and then you got, Joel Embiid's bigger, but Jimmy Butler, who they couldn't guard. Now they have guys to guard them. So now Tatum is not being guarded by some random guy in the Knicks. Josh Hart's a little small. Yeah. You now have that big forward who can guard him. Jimmy Butler, now have someone to guard him. I think Randall, unfortunately he got injured, but I'm not even a Randall fan anyways. But I think he'll be fine. And Ojeikere, I think the offense is good. I think just what he can do defensively against the Celtics, or maybe if he guards Giannis, if they put a smaller guy on him, they now have someone to answer that question in the East, because that's really what's killed them in the past.
Yeah, I'm like, it's always been Stephen A. Smith blasting the Knicks. You know, they save up so much money, save up so many like draft picks, like bench players, and when are they finally gonna like make that move to make them like a contender? Because like last year and last few years, they've been like playoff teams, but they like weren't gonna compete with the Bucks. But since this OG trade, they've been just balling. I mean, they're 11-2. OG has a plus minus of plus 239. Like they've just been one of the hottest teams outside the Clippers right now.
Yeah, I think New York basketball is back. They play tough, hard-nosed basketball. And even a guy like Isaiah Hartenstein, and you have Precious Achiuwa backing him up.
Yeah.
I think Achiuwa is really underrated.
He was an underrated part of the deal.
Yeah, I tune in, and it's like he's a positive on the floor. He's always a plus.
Yeah.
I love watching him play.
All right, moving on, we have finally I'm an All-Star. So the All-Star reserves are being announced tonight.
Just want to say, RJ Nichols said, Chris, you are the best shooter on your home court.
Listen, I played RJ quite a few times. Had some really good shooting games against RJ. RJ, thank you for saying that. Last time I played RJ, I got my back gave out and I lost. That was a bad loss. Before that, I was torching him from 3. But yeah, thank you, RJ.
So anyway, we have the All-Star reserves being announced tonight, and there's a couple guys who could be selected for the first time. So who are we most excited to see for the first time in Indy? Kenny, I'm going to start with you.
Hey, I know we're in Pennsylvania, so I know we got a ton of Philly fans. I know y'all gonna love to hear this, but Tyrese Maxey is becoming one of my favorite basketball players in the league. I love his offensive game overall, but what I've seen him developing this year, thanks to Nick Nurse, his off-ball presence, he's moving off of screens, he's moving quick, and he's one of the fastest players in the league also. He's averaging, 26 and 6, and it's really efficient at that. And this dude can do everything on the floor. He can shoot. He can attack the rim like no other. He has the float game. He has the layup at the rim. There's nothing I don't think that he can't do. And on top of that, he's having a fantastic season next to Embiid. Like I said before, Nick Nurse has really unlocked him. Obviously, you played next to Harden. I think that was the best thing for them to hand him the keys. And you see the Harden in him a little bit with that step back. Tyrese Maxey's game is complete. He's only going to grow.
I agree.
I honestly like him and Embiid as a duo more than Harden and Embiid.
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
I think he's definitely filled a big role, and like you said, he's improved so much since Harden left. What do we think, Chris?
All right, I'm going to go with the guy who we talked about him before. He should have been an All-Star starter, but he's not. But it's okay. He'll make it as a bench unit. Jalen Brunson, because guess what he's done for the New York Knicks? He's made the Knicks relevant when he went to them last year. He had a great jump. He made a huge jump from Dallas to New York, and then this year's only been better. I don't know why he wasn't starting over Dame. Maybe Donovan Mitchell, sure, but Jalen Brunson should be a starter. But on the bench, first time, he deserves it. I don't know. Anyone could say he's not a starter. And if he's not, then New York will probably just leave the NBA because that'd be egregious.
All right, Peyton, what do we got?
I'm on the same boat with Chris now. My All-Star selection is also Jalen Brunson. I mean, this guy's been balling, and I feel like last year, like the Knicks were a middle-of-the-pack team. Jalen Brunson was still good, but like if you're a middle-of-the-pack team, you're not going to get that media on you. But now, since they're like one of the teams to beat in the East, I feel like he's definitely deserving of an All-Star spot, especially the way, like Damian Lillard, I mean, I guess the way he's playing is great, but like the way we're used to seeing him playing, he could be better. So I think Jalen Brunson definitely should be a starter.
So like what we got going on now, is JB maybe the best point guard in the East right now? Are we saying Halliburton?
I think it's Halliburton.
You think
I think it's got to be Halliburton because
JB's
Halliburton's a
there,
lock.
dog.
Yeah.
I think
JB's there. And Halliburton is more flashy, so the fans are going to pick him over
Okay,
Brunson.
but Halliburton's in-season tournament run was really impressive, and he's the best playmaker right now in terms of passing without turning the ball over, which is something that rarely the top people do. Like Trae Young, Harden, Westbrook, high assists, high turnovers. Tyrese Halliburton's not turning the ball over, and he can score pretty well too.
I do like Hallie, but Brunson and those two are really close, though, I think.
I think it's close, but I'm still going to give it to Hallie.
That's fair.
All right, and last we have my pick. So I went with Paolo and Carroll for this one.
I love it.
It's a good pick.
I have been following him since he was at Duke, one of my favorites. Love Coach K. Obviously, he knows how to make these good players. This is a prime example of that. Very strong defense within this team, and he's the type of player where whatever you ask him to do, he's going to step up and do it. He's going to play with his heart out every game, and I think when he came in and since he's been in the league, it's just improvement after improvement. he's obviously one of the key players within his team. They still need to work some things out, but I think he's been doing great, and I can only see him going up from here.
I'm a big Paolo fan. He doesn't seem like an all-star game type of player, to be honest.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, he's not hitting deep threes. I don't think he's going to be slamming it.
The three-pointer's there this season, though. It's there.
All right, look, you know what I mean. Like, he's not like LeBron gets over a really cool dunk and hit a deep three. I don't know.
Paulo could hit you with a little crossover, get to his spot.
There's no crossover in the All-Star game.
Paulo's dunking on people.
There's no crossover
Paulo
in the
catches
All-Star game.
bodies. What are we talking about?
Not in the All-Star game. There's not going to be no bodies to catch. I don't know. I think he should be an All-Star.
Okay.
But I think he should be one. I'm not that excited to see him in the All-Star game. That's why I didn't pick him. But
I feel that.
Okay, fair. All right, next up we have a blind rank.
Ooh.
This is iconic All-Star Weekend moments. So we are going to look at these moments from All-Star Weekend and rank 1 through 5.
oh.
This is the great. If he goes between, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. This is the greatest dunk I've ever seen.
And then he follows.
Oh, he said
Yeah,
He
that
didn't win
was
this
like-
one still makes me
Yeah,
upset.
it makes me sick. Like was this? No, it was. And he even. I feel like he close to topped it with the one where he was
spinning with the
oh my
hoverboard.
God! How do you?
Okay, what do we think about this one? What are we going? 1, 2,
Dude,
like,
I
where are we
can't
feeling?
think of a lot of better. I can't think of any better. You can say the Vince
Okay,
Carter ones, but like
I know
this
you
is.
said. Let's go like 2, 3.
Okay.
I think 2, because this is
think
the
two?
greatest
Yeah.
dunk in a dunk
2?
contest.
Let's go
like,
3.
All
3?
right.
You want to go 3? What other moment is there from an All-Star game that's that cool?
Let's go 2.
Okay,
let's
we're
go
going
with
2.
two.
Let's move on to the next. We got this one at 2.
This is the LeBron to win it in Cleveland.
Okay, this isn't too. One-legged though.
Yeah.
Come on, one-legged. One-legged.
If the All-Star game meant something, I'd care. But like,
What you mean it meant? This was for Kobe.
it was
Not
that
the
was for
same
charity.
year,
It was for
but-
charity. Well,
Yeah,
sure,
but we
Kobe.
got the Kobe
Okay.
idea after the fact though.
No. The Kobe thing was before that. Every All-Star game can't be for Kobe, to be honest. But like, sure. I don't know. I think it was a cool moment because LeBron hit the buzzer beater in Cleveland. But like, I don't care about the outcome of the game. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not too. I'm good with like 4 or 5.
I was going to say I would put that at 4.
Yeah, 4.
4. It's a game winner, so.
Okay.
Let's go
Okay.
4.
Let's see what we have next.
Oh, he's gonna pull it from
half
4.
court.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's put this. I'm gonna go with 3.
3. I mean,
Between
shout out
AG.
Luka. You guys
Yeah.
see the jersey. I love him.
No, that was and then the bro moment that him and
Yeah.
Trey had after that. I love it.
Gina Sullivan said, "You are her all-star." Love it.
Aww.
Okay.
We
thank
love Chris's mom here at 360.
you. Makes an appearance all the time.
All right, so we're
Perfect.
putting this at
He
3.
banked that in too.
Yeah, dude, like the way that they both looked at it, that was a cool
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
So that's
what it's about. It's
three.
about the fun. Okay, we're going for 3. Let's see what we have coming up next.
All right.
Oh.
This way, dude, Vince Carter and dunk contest
guys,
might
you
just
about 100?
automatically be 1.
360.
Ooh.
See, it's like
At the time, that
it's
would
just a
have.
honey day.
Yeah.
At the time, that was amazing, but like we've seen guys do that.
If
now.
you showed
Yeah.
the 360 now, I might have to say something else. But it's just a little honey dip. I think I could. Could we go 5?
Well, you only
I
have
think-
5 and
did
1
we-
left, so.
we have 5 left.
5
Yeah,
and
5
1.
and 1.
I can't put this in 1.
I don't want to put this
Yeah,
at
I know,
1.
but-
I don't want to put it at 1.
All right, we're going at 5 for this. Let's see.
Yeah,
Last one.
okay.
Come on.
Well, that was good. That was
R.I.P.
good.
Kobe. Yep. Number 1. Of course.
And this was a good game, too.
Yeah.
Like, this was an entertaining, fun game to watch.
Move Drake. Ew. This is definitely number 1. And this is a perfect list, I feel like.
I agree. That was a good one. Best for last.
All right.
All right, moving on next, we have Who's Next. So this season, we have already had 2 different players hit 70 points. So I want you guys to pick the player who we will see score the next 70 points in the NBA. Kenny, I'm starting with you.
See, this was a hard choice for me because honestly, it's going to be really hard for another player to score 70, I feel like. Like, I get that we're seeing a lot of points, but even then, let's hold it for that. Even then, I even think a random like Anthony Simons could drop 70 points before
I feel
anyone
like
else
it's
does.
very just like how the night's going.
Yeah, literally. But I think that the next player to drop 70 is probably going to be Luka again. I honestly think wholeheartedly. But if Luka doesn't do it, then Tatum's going to do it. He's going to have a night where he can shoot like 10 threes. You know, the Celtics love to run and gun. They shoot a lot of threes every night. So if Tatum gets in his groove, he's had like a 50, maybe 60, but he's definitely had a 50 piece. I think he can get 70.
All right, Chris, what do we
Listen,
have?
I obviously support Luka Doncic, but I'm going to tell you someone who might do it. Stephen Curry. Because here's the thing, all right? In order to drop 70 points, you have to be scoring a lot and be on a bad enough team to where your team still isn't winning the game. And the Warriors are pretty bad this year, so that's possible. Luka might do it next, I'm not going to lie, but he's already done it. He may not be chasing it. Steph's never done it. If he wants it, he could get it. This would be the season. We saw Klay Thompson when he had whatever it was, 30-something in a quarter, and then they took him out because they're winning. The Warriors are bad. So he's on a bad enough team to where he can do it, and they'd keep him in for it because the Warriors owe him. So if he wants it, he's got it.
Yeah.
All right, Peyton, what do we have?
So I had it between two players. Last year he already did it, so I decided to not bring in him. That was Donovan Mitchell. This year I think Anthony Edwards is going to drop 70 next because, I mean, the Timberwolves are just balling right now. I believe they're the best team in the Western Conference right now. Anthony Edwards is taking that leap. You know, he's a number 1 overall pick. He was playing really well like the first few years, and now this year is like finally his year. And I feel like the way he's playing, I think he's going to be the next person to drop 70.
If he drops 70, do the Timberwolves win though? Because when Cat dropped the line, they still lost.
No, what was you about to say?
Well, it depends. Cat had 60 going into the fourth, and then he took 15 shots and lost that way. I feel like they will win though.
Listen, I think they've learned from their mistakes. So maybe they're like, listen, last time we went chasing points, we lost. So maybe they won. But, I really like that pick. I love Anthony Edwards.
Now, you even look at Cat, it's like, you could tell that his teammates don't like him. You saw the body language in that game when they lost to the Hornets. The Hornets, though, that's pretty bad. But I like the Anthony Edwards choice because he's a go-getter. But one thing I hate about him, though, is he takes a lot of tough shots. I don't think that's gonna crack. I'm not going to go for it come playoff time.
Do the Timberwolves have the worst team chemistry? Because I don't think anyone likes Towns and I don't think they like Gobert. Gobert got put in a chokehold, and they did not defend him.
Bro, the coach called them immature.
Yeah.
Immature is a tough word. That's a big word to use against somebody. Against another grown man.
Yeah, here's the thing. Towns is kind of not old, but he's an actual adult now. Anthony Edwards still feels young. And I think he was kind of calling out Cat. So the fact that he called him immature is dude, you're 26 or something, and your coach is saying you're immature. That's just sad.
Even look at Jaden McDaniels. He broke his hand.
He punched the wall last year.
That team got something.
And then last year, Kyle Anderson and Rudy Gobert, I think they punched Rudy Gobert. They punched Rudy Gobert. They let him get choked out by Draymond Green, and then they punched cement walls.
This is a first seed team. That's the funniest part too.
Yeah,
it's hot-headed.
The Thunder. I don't know how that team isn't falling apart. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll
Defense.
when there's pressure, playoff time comes around. That's when I think it'll hit them the most. And it's going to affect them, obviously, the most. So my pick, though, I also went with Curry. His highest he's scored right now is 62 points, so he was very, very close to getting there. Like you said, even though he's not playing for a great team, he could still get that. He has hot nights, he has some not-so-great nights, but I think if he's given the right opportunity, I can see him hitting that mark, but like you guys have said, there's so many different contenders right now. It really just depends on the night and how they're playing and how whoever they're playing comes out.
Yeah, this is a lot of Curry. I'd actually have to say, from a Bron fan, I really do hate Curry, so this is really disgusting to see right now. The fact that I was shying away from saying LeBron's going to drop 70. Y'all are lucky he's 39.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
He's not dropping 70.
He might give you 50. But Curry, I don't even think Curry could drop 50 this season. Wholeheartedly. He's giving you a lot of 33s, a lot of 40s.
Oh,
I don't know about 50.
I see that.
Your point, but if there's anyone that's just gonna break the 3-point record, it'd be him. So it's 18 threes. That's a lot of points to rack up. And then also the team is bad. They are a bad team.
I feel you.
That's the reason why Luka could do it. That's why Tatum can't do it. Is if Tatum is on pace to score 70, they're winning by 40 at halftime. The Warriors can lose.
It's because they have more people, obviously, that they can play off of, whereas right now, it's kind of up to Curry.
What do you think about SGA going for 70?
All right, this was another guy I wanted, but
I wanted to. What's up?
I've been hearing that, but I didn't know if I could fully get behind it.
I think with SGA, he's too cool. Yeah. His game is too cool.
He's just too mellow. He doesn't really care.
I don't think he cares about dropping 70. And SGA is a really efficient guy. So it's he's not going to take a lot of bad shots to where I'm jacking up shots to try to get 70. I don't think he's going to do that.
He's just so, you said cool. He's just so smooth when he gets through the hoop. And it's I think that's hard to do for 70, but his 35 points, he makes it look easy. I just don't think he's the type of guy that could put up enough shot attempts to even get to 70.
Yeah, I agree.
He also doesn't take a lot of threes. You look at Curry and Anthony Edwards and forget the other Luka. Oh yeah, Luka. He puts they put up Well, Curry puts up like 14 threes a game. Shea, I think, only puts up like 5 or 6. And Luka, whenever, like, he does whatever he wants.
Yeah, he really does not. Whatever he's feeling, he does.
Yeah, he's Luka. So I don't think, and like, Shea's game is mid-range, so that means he has to take a minimum 35 shots without like threes. So I feel like I don't know, it's gonna be tough. But
he has a harder path to get 70. That's the only reason. Yeah, like you said, that's the only reason why I didn't pick him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be a random that's gonna get 70.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, why? If Anthony Simons drops 70, I swear he's going to do it. He's on a bad team.
That's gonna make it feel like so invalid though to everyone else that made 70 this season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Whoa, invalid.
Like it's not going to be nearly as impressive if Anthony Simons dropped 70. It's gonna be like, oh, this season was weird.
So what's wrong with Anthony Simons?
Wow.
Anthony Simons can't give you 70.
If he gives me 70,
Anthony Simons isn't a flat-out scorer. He's not a 3-level scorer.
If you drop 70, I'm looking at you like you're an all-time great. And then if Anthony Simons does it, I'm gonna be like, all right, Luka, I'm not as impressed with your 70.
The kid is young. He's not going to be an all-time great in his, 4th year?
I know, that's my point. Is he's not a great, so if he does it...
Bro, he's going to get there soon enough, though. He's going to be an all-star in the next 2 years first. If this team was good, his numbers are close to there. His numbers are there. He's just on a bad team. Let's be honest.
No, his numbers then should be there if he's on a bad team. That means he can do whatever he wants. Like, if he scores 70, I now look at 70, and I'm like, that now means less because even he did it. And he's a great scorer, but, like, he's not, like, a top-tier scorer. Like
he's not a top-tier scorer, but he's close to there. He's still young.
Should be like once every 5 seasons.
This is a kid that didn't even go to college. He has a lot of game left in him.
I don't think he's that good. Like I don't think he should be
that good.
To drop 70. That's like
watch. I'm actually confident on that.
Luka, Anthony Simons.
I'm pretty sure
pick the one that stands out.
I'm pretty sure
Which
he
one does
has.
it belong?
I think he has his career high has to be great though. I think he might have given us 50 Bs.
And that just like means 50 points
45,
now. Okay,
45.
listen. If he drops 70, I would then invalidate everyone who dropped 70 this season. I would look at that significantly less impressive now.
No, but it's all about who's playing them on defense. You look at what the Hawks are doing. I know you saw that Bogdanovich play where he had the help. He just let Luka lay it up. I know you saw that.
Listen, Luka did play a terrible defensive team, but guess what? If Anthony Simons does it, it means Luka's was even less impressive. It means less when more people do it, especially Anthony Simons.
Hey, you don't know how these kids can score though. These dudes, the NBA is great. NBA talent is like no other.
There's always something new going on. Like,
then why is the defense like catching up? Like I don't know.
Because the NBA the talent is too much.
Is there no defensive talent? Like
there is defensive talent, but the offensive talent is too much.
When
they're running through screens 50 times a game.
I was with you until Anthony Simons. That's when I just stopped listening. I couldn't.
Hey, it can happen, man.
I mean, I loved when Joel Embiid hit his 70 KD in his press conference after. That was my favorite part of that whole night. He came out of his press conference, they said, guess what? He was like, well, there, I got to tune it up a little bit. All right.
Even KD, he's close
exactly.
to that.
Even KD was like, okay.
He's another efficient guy, though, so I don't know.
Yeah, KD wouldn't drop 70. He's too good he's not shooting that much.
Yeah.
All right, we have up next our 360 sports moments of the day. Starting off, we have Lewis Hamilton is considered the GOAT of F1. Shocked the Formula One community, announcing he would be leaving Mercedes and joining Ferrari for the 2025 season. This move is essentially Shohei Ohtani going to the Yankees or Michael Jordan going to the Pistons. Any thoughts about this, guys?
Is that Pau Gasol on the left? My bad. No, that's big, though. That's actually, they said it's like J.J. McCarthy redeclaring from the draft and then going to Alabama, so that's actually pretty insane.
Hey, I know little to literally nothing about F1, but this is like, I don't know if it's like, if he's on that team, I don't know if it's an automatic win. But like for me, the fact that it's like Ferrari, like if I actually know that name, I'm like, wow. Because like I drive a Nissan Altima, and I'm not even a great driver, okay? Let's be honest, okay? So the fact that they're driving that fast, just the whole idea of that sport is just wowing to me. So, I mean, cool. He's on the greatest team as the greatest driver.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat as Chris. I don't know too much about F1, but I do know Ferrari is a very nice car. So I'm very, I guess that's good for Lewis Hamilton.
All right, and next up we have Lamar Jackson posted this Instagram story today, and it assumed that this is about the loss of the Chiefs in the AFC Championship.
I'm not gonna lie, that's actually sad. That's pretty sad because don't get me started on how disappointed I am in what Lamar did. Like the defense put you in a perfect position. And then all Lamar had to do was play better. All he had to do was scramble a little bit. The quarterback, it got into his head. Because now he wants to, my pocket pass. Okay, you could be a balance of both. Use your legs. Like, that offense stalled out time after time after time. They had so many opportunities. And then you want to post this crying now.
I was happy that I picked the Chiefs to beat the Ravens because I don't believe in Lamar, and then he choked. And okay, but this is a Thursday or Wednesday. Like, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's a process.
If he posted this on like Monday or Tuesday, sure. This one seemed a little random to me.
Yeah.
He was mourning.
Get over it, buddy. Like, it's just weird timing.
Yeah.
Everyone was predicting, though, the Super Bowl colors were purple and red.
Yeah.
I think it just would have been interesting to see someone else, I guess.
Yeah, well, the Bengals fan in me finds this funny because Lamar Jackson, I'm sorry, but you'll never be better than Joe Burrow. And beating Mahomes in the playoffs, I guess, isn't for everybody.
Does Joe Burrow have 2 MVPs?
Doesn't matter.
Dude,
You say you don't believe in Lamar. I don't like you for that. I don't like you for that. In February?
Oh, dude.
No, I'm joking. But he's obviously shown that he's a capable passer, for one. He can sit in the pocket, he can deliver throws, he can extend plays. He just has to learn now how to do both at the same time and be able to mix it well.
I also blame the coordinator going in that game. You see the stat, they dropped back 82% of the time. And what world will that work? Like, Lamar Jackson's game isn't a drop back passer. You know, like, it'll work, like, not 82% of the time, though. Like, if they kept running, doing what they did to get there, they would have won the game. But I don't know what happened. But
yeah, they abandoned their strength and just decided, you know what, Lamar, just start passing, which you don't do well. And they threw it into 3 Chiefs defenders.
Which you don't do well.
It's not a strength.
He's about to win MVP for a reason, bro.
He's about to be home in the playoffs again for a
Okay,
reason.
so
Look at him, he's crying right now. He's so crying.
It's the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are the worst they've been since Mahomes. Like,
we know it. We know it's rigged. We know it's rigged.
What was rigged?
All the calls. All those.
Maybe
let's set them back 15 yards. Another 15.
Maybe
Another
don't
15.
punch Mahomes in the helmet right now. That's like you have.
That's
to
soft though. Stuff happens.
No, like they played so undisciplined on defense, and on offense, Zay Flowers was stupid as well with the taunting. It's like
that's fair.
They did things that just made no sense, and then they shot themselves in the foot. And then Lamar, I think Lamar was fine, and then he unraveled by the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pick he had was kind of forced into triple coverage. I feel like if it wasn't triple coverage, that was PI. But since there's 3 people around the ball, he can't really call PI.
It's hard for a ref to be like, you know what, Lamar, you're right. The defense got in the way. That would have been a catch. No, it would have been a pick 9 times out of 10 because there's 3 guys there.
No,
Why?
Lamar disappointed me, man. I expected more. He let a lot of people down. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He let a lot of people down, but he proved me right, so I'm happy about it. And his only playoff win is against CJ Stroud, right?
I like Lamar. I mean,
he had another one before that.
A long time ago, but then the Titans upset him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think Lamar's still top 5 quarterback. I don't know. I'm just a Bengals fan, so I mean, it's like kind of can't like Lamar, but at the same time, I do like Lamar. If
they could get like
I'm in the same boat.
If they could get Derrick Henry in that backfield, like because Derrick Henry's leaving the Titans, then I could believe in the Ravens. But I'm not going to go with this just based off Lamar because he's.
I don't like
All right,
the
real
Derrick
quick,
Henry.
lightning round. Who's winning the MVP in the NBA this season?
Ooh, that 65 rule. And I don't know about Embiid
Embiid's
no
not
more. It's
making
gonna
it.
be hard. You're gonna get a random winning MVP. I really don't know.
I agree.
I personally think Shea's gonna win it. Shea
I like
goes
Shea.
in night in, night out, and just drops 33 so casually. I mean,
Yeah, he doesn't miss games either. Luka
Yeah.
too.
I was going to go with Luka because I think every year he has like a late surge towards the end of each season. If they like get good enough in the standings to make a top 4 seed, maybe like because the West is so tight, they could be a top 4 team. Luka has the stats to do it. I mean, Shea's probably the best pick, but I'll go with Luka, and I think it was a beat until I don't know what the injury thing was, where he's injured, then he's not injured, and then he actually gets injured, and then he's missing games.
I need people to push the Tatum agenda for real, but I do like Shea. Shea's my guy right now.
Fair takes. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of 360 Sports. I'm Kylee Niering for Kenny, Chris, and Peyton. We will see you guys next week.